El diseño de Gerena incluye un túnel público con puertas cerradas, guardias de seguridad y cámaras, garantizando la seguridad de los niños en la escuela. El problema es que este túnel está cerrado por las noches y los fines de semana, dejando a los residentes sin acceso, con pocas opciones y con falta de seguridad. Entonces, ¿cuáles son las opciones? La respuesta no es fácil y pone diariamente a muchos en riesgo en el Nuevo Norte.
Growing up on Newland Street and in the Plainfield section, I remember times where we would go and to play, maybe football games or whatever, we would cross the tracks.
They've crossed in this route generational now. We're on second, third generation that people have been crossing this railroad tracks in this area.
Yeah, I know it's not safe, but el único way que tenemos.
We have to stop the kids from crossing this railroad.
This tunnel, which runs under Interstate 91, Bernie Ave, and the railroad tracks, is the only safe way for residents of the north end of Springfield to get from the Brightwood neighborhood to the Memorial Square neighborhood. But what happens when the tunnel's closed? What do residents do then? For far too many, the answer is a potentially hazardous one. They cross this, a very active railroad track.
People have crossed for years, but in this area, and it's a huge public safety issue, other than the school, which we call the tunnel, I guess, to get through onto Main Street. It's really the ironic thing is we say the safe way across, because other than that, you'd have to go across the highway.
That bridge that we have on Route 20 is not safe either, because all they have is 14 inches to walk. And the way they go too fast, is not safe. I've seen kids from Gerena and Chestnut crossing, and you saw it just now, a child walking through. Pretty soon we're going to have high-speed railroad. They're not going to stop for one person.
No one's taking responsibility because right now we're like on railroad property. And so the railroad looks to the city to arrest pedestrians, and the city looks to the railroad because it's their property.
Way back, this used to be a lot of apple trees, a lot of stuff nicely growing in around, and we had a crossway over the tracks, and you could go to the other side. But when they put the Gerena School or the New North School, they eliminated that, and Thomas Street became the only entrance that they could come in from one side to the other side, from Brightwood to Memorial Square, and that's the only entrance and exit that we have for our two neighborhoods. So it makes it really hard for our residents to go from one side to the other unless they cross this railroad tracks.
This is one of the poorest communities of the city. It's very expensive to own vehicles. These people, and many people like to walk. It's not even a matter of whether I have a car. I like to walk. I want to go grocery shopping. I'm going to go grocery shopping. And so, we need to make it a safe avenue for them, whether it's this avenue or another.
From my understanding of the history with Gerena, that tunnel was built just for this issue right here because the interstate and the railroad tracks divided the neighborhood back when they were constructed. So, the tunnel had a great ideal, which was to keep the neighborhood connected. And now when you eliminate that avenue of approach, you eliminate that connectivity that goes with it. So it makes it a little bit more difficult for the community to stay united, to share resources, to cross safely. Something as simple as getting your children back and forth becomes that much more difficult.
They're closer to the tunnel, so they use the tunnel. The people on this side, on these projects here, are closest to this, and they use this.
Porque no, el único modo fácil que hay para pasar, no tenemos otra vía para cortar el camino para llegar más rápido a los sitios que nosotros queremos llegar. Más la comunidad de aquí de la Plainfield, que siempre necesita ir de un lado a otro, y lo único way que hay es este que está aquí.
And by closing also the tunnel at 8 o'clock, it makes it sometimes impossible for our residents to cross from one side to the other.
Y aparte que como no está cerrado, es el único sitio abierto que hay a esa hora.
Like I say, it's generational. So children learn that it's okay to pass. Their parents, obviously now, third generation, they know it's okay to pass, so they pass. And now they're coming with their bicycles.
Sí, porque aquí hay muchos niños en la comunidad de aquí de la Plainfield y muchos de ellos van a querer cruzar por aquí para llegar al otro sitio, para las tiendas, para coger la guagua para otro lado, siempre van a cruzar por aquí.
Parents aren't watching their kids all day. It's impossible. Your kids walk to school on a daily basis. They have to. People are going to take that path that they think they can go there the easiest, and there's a concern here.
I have hundreds a day crossing this railroad tracks, and they're going to keep crossing because it's the only way out for them to continue to live their life in terms of employment, education, and frequenting our businesses on Main Street.
So sería bueno otra vía más segura, pero hasta ahora esta es la única que hay para nosotros cruzar.
I would like to see a safe pathways that our neighborhood could be together so that it could be safe and inviting for both neighborhoods to communicate from one side to the other.
I'd like to see everybody get actively involved and everybody pull together and do their part. Clearly there needs to be a community awareness piece. The community needs to understand it's dangerous to cross the railroad tracks. Not only is it dangerous, it's illegal. Never mind if you get a high-speed rail system doing upwards of 70 miles an hour coming through here. Certainly, there's responsibility to spread around through government, including our agency. We all need to work together with the community to try to come up with a solution, and we need to do it before there's a tragedy, not after. We want to be proactive.
Tomorrow, we'll devote our entire program to our series, Divided We Stand, A Street in Our School, hosted by Carolee McGrath. We'll talk with teachers and community leaders to get their hopes for the future of the school and the tunnel.
If we continue to teach well, and that's what we've been doing, our scores will go up. There aren't any children here who aren't capable of learning.
To learn more about our series, Divided We Stand, A Street in Our School, log on to our website at wgby.org/connecting point. Click on the Divided We Stand icon.